Welcome back to Born for Banjo. Today we're going to be continuing with learning jigs and building our knowledge of the key of G major on the Irish banjo. We're going to be learning a really popular tune called the Kesh Jig, so this is one that you'll definitely want to have in your session repertoire. Alright, and I'm going to teach it the same way that I taught the last tune, Saddle the Pony, and that is bar by bar and using the note names. Once again, I encourage you to please have a look at the lesson material that is included with this lesson, and you'll have the sheet music with the note names on all the notes and also the tablature there as well for you to follow along with as you learn the tune. So one thing that we will find in this tune is that for the first time you will be playing what we call a high B. So we're going to get your pinky finger working to get up to the 7th fret on the E string, which can be a little bit of a challenge, okay? It is a muscle memory thing, just like anything else to do with playing a musical instrument, but this will be your first time actually doing that, so I'll walk you through some techniques for that when we get to the note. Okay, let's get started. So in our first bar, we have the notes G, G, A, B. And we start with a dotted crotchet, and then we have our familiar group of 3 quavers. Okay, so it sounds like this. Of course, we're starting with our G note in the 5th fret on the D string, sounding like this. G, G, A, B. G, G, A, B. Try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, G, A, B. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, G, A, B. Beautiful. Alright, so we've got the same rhythmic pattern in our next bar. Dotted crotchet and then group of 3 quavers once again. And that is A, A, B, D. Alright, so it's ascending in pitch. A, B, D. A, B, D. A, B, D. Try that again. Together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All on the A string in that bar. No need to change strings there. Okay. Let's move on to our 3rd bar. Now we've got 2 groups of 3 quavers here. So our typical sort of jig rhythm coming through there. Okay, and our notes are E, D, D, G, D, D. So we're coming back to that D note sort of as an anchor point, all right? E, D, D, G, D, D. And to do that, we're going to be moving between our E string and our A string. Okay, so we're going to start with an open E, then we're going to come back to the D on the A string, which is 5th fret, and then G, 3rd fret on the E string, and then back to our D again. So it sounds like this. E, D, D, G, D, D. E, D, D, G, D, D. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E, D, D, G, D, D. Practice moving between those 2 strings, okay? This is probably your first time having to move quite rapidly between the E and the A strings, but that's something that we'll have to do quite a lot as we progress through learning the instrument. So take a little bit of time here to perfect that and become comfortable with that wrist movement in the picking hand. In my right hand, it might be your left hand if you're playing left-handed, but just practicing getting that pendulum swinging movement back and forth between the 2 strings. E, D, D, G, D, D, E, D, D, G, D, D, E, D, D, G, D, D, E, D, D, G, D, D. And once again, I'll draw your attention to the fact that I'm not lifting my ring finger. I'm keeping my ring finger in the 5th fret on the A string on that D note because I need to come back to it quite rapidly. Alright, so there's no point taking off my ring finger away from the fretboard, okay? I want to keep that there, ready to play that D note when that's providing an anchor for us, okay? Great, 3 bars done. Let's move on to our 4th bar. Okay, once again, we've got 2 groups of 3 quavers here, and our notes are E, D, B, D, B, A. E, D, B, D, B, A. And it sounds like this. We're starting on the open E string, and then the rest of our notes are on the A string only. Okay, so it sounds like this. E, D, B, D, B, A. E, D, B, D, B, A. Try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again, and I'll say the note names this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E, D, B, D, B, A. Okay, well done, excellent. Let's move on to our 5th bar of the A part. Okay, now this part, once again, we're going to see some repetition here, like we did in our last jigs that we looked at as well. We've got the 5th bar is identical to the 1st bar of the A part in the Kesh. So our notes, once again, are G, G, A, B, starting on a dotted crotchet, and then we've got our group of 3 quavers. And that sounds like this. G, G, A, B. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, G, A, B. Once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, G, A, B. Excellent. Next bar, the 6th bar, is identical to our 2nd bar again. So once again, we've got this repetition happening. We've got these shapes, these patterns that are coming back through the tune, right? That they make it easier for us to learn these tunes, which is excellent. Okay, so we've got A, A, B, D. Okay, identical to the 2nd bar that you learnt. And it sounds like this. Alright, let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A, B, D. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A, B, D. Brilliant. Our next bar, our 7th bar, is very, very similar to the 3rd bar that we learned early on, with 1 note different at the end. Okay? So instead of ending on a D, this time we're going to end on a B. And we've got 2 groups of 3 quavers, our typical jig rhythm coming back again. And our notes are E, D, D, G, D, B. Okay, and that's the different part there, is that B. Alright, but once again, we're going to be going between the strings, and we're going to be using that D note as a bit of an anchor point. So we've got E, D, D, G, D, B. And therein is the difference, okay? Instead of the 2 D notes at the end, we're going to a B. E, D, D, G, D, B. E, D, D, G, D, B. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E, D, D, G, D, B. Once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E, D, D, G, D, B. Excellent. And we're going to learn our last bar of the A part now. And our notes are A, G, F sharp, G. Okay, we've got 3 quavers grouped together. And then we've got 1 dotted crotchet to end it. So we've got A, G, F sharp, G. A, G, F sharp, G. Let's try that together. Of course, we're starting with our open A string, and then our other notes are all on our D string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. You've just learnt the whole A part of the Kesh Jig, and hopefully you're starting to see these patterns and this repetition coming through quite a bit. This is a bit of a theme that we're going to see throughout our time learning Irish music. All right. So let's have a go at playing the entire A part. I'm going to play it twice because, as you'll see on your sheet music, once again we have that repeat symbol there telling us to repeat that A part before we move on. Okay, so I'm going to play the A part through twice. I recommend that you pause the video, go back over it a couple of times until you become used to playing it and you're starting to develop that muscle memory. It's important to point out that you don't want to have to rely on sheet music or tablature every time you want to pick up the banjo and play. You certainly don't want to rely on that when you go to a traditional music session. You want to have these notes all stored in your head, okay? And the way we do that is through muscle memory. So the more you play the tune, the more your brain will start to remember the movements that your body needs to make in order to play the tune correctly. Those finger movements and also the picking hand movements as well. It all becomes second nature through muscle memory. So that's what we're developing by going through this time after time. Okay? So here it is. The full A part twice through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again. Excellent. You've learnt the whole A part to the Kesh Jig. Now we're going to move on to the B part, and I will point out that it is in the B part that we'll have to hit that high B note that I was talking about earlier on. So when we get to that note, I'm going to give you some techniques that you might want to put into practice to try and think about how you're going to hit that high B note. You're going to need to use it in a lot of different tunes, so it's important that we start building that skill early on. Okay, let's get started with our B part. So, in our first bar, we have 2 groups of 3 quavers, and our notes are B, A, B, D, B, D. Alright, we're going to play all of this on our A string, and it's going to sound like this. B, A, B, D, B, D. B, A, B, D, B, D. All on our A string, okay? Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. I'll say the note names with it this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, A, B, D, B, D. Excellent. The same rhythm happens in the next bar. Once again, 2 groups of 3 quavers, okay? And we're going to go E, G, E, D, B, A. So we're moving between our E string and our A string for this part. Okay? It sounds like this. E, G, E, D, B, A. E, G, E, D, B, A. E, G, E, D, B, A. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E, G, E, D, B, A. Excellent. Our next bar is similar to the first bar that we learned in the B part. Okay, and it goes like this. It's got B, A, B, D, B, G. Once again, 2 groups of 3 quavers. Sounds like this. B, A, B, D, B, G. Okay, so we're moving up to the D string at the end. Alright, our last note is played in the 5th fret on the D string. So we are changing strings in this bar. B, A, B, D, B, G. B, A, B, D, B, G. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, A, B, D, B, G. Very good. Okay, let's move on to our next bar. We are playing on the A string and the D string in this bar. And once again, we've got our classic 2 groups of 3 quavers. And our notes are A, B, A, G, A. So our A is becoming our anchor point in this bar. And it sounds like this. A, B, A, G, A. A, B, A, G, A. A, B, A, G, A. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A, B, A, G, A. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A, B, A, G, A. Lovely. Let's move on. Once again, in our next bar, we've got 2 groups of 3 quavers. And our notes are B, A, B, D, B, D. And it sounds like this. It's all on the A string. B, A, B, D, B, D. B, A, B, D, B, D. Okay? Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, A, B, D, B, D. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, A, B, D, B, D. Excellent. In our next bar, we've got a group of 3 quavers, and then we've got a dotted crotchet. Okay, so we've got that longer duration note there as well. And our notes are E, G, E, and then D on the dotted crotchet. And it sounds like this. E, G, E, D. E, G, E, D. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E, G, E, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lovely. Okay. For the last 2 bars, we need to move up in pitch. We're ascending in pitch, so our notes will largely be, in fact, they'll entirely be on our E string, and this is where we're going to be introduced to our high B. All right, not the next bar, but the last bar. So, for our next bar, once again, we've got 2 groups of 3 quavers. Back to that typical jig rhythm once again. And our notes are G, F sharp, G, A, G, A. Okay? It sounds like this. G, F sharp, G, A, G, A. G, F sharp, G, A, G, A. All on that high E string there, okay? Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, F sharp, G, A, G, A. Excellent, well done. Now, in our last bar, we're going to hit our high B. In fact, it's the first note of the last bar. So we've got a group of 3 quavers, and then we end on a dotted crotchet. And the first note of our 3 quaver group is our high B. So how do we go about doing the high B? So far, everything that I've been teaching you has been using these 3 fingers for your first 5 frets. Some people prefer to use 4 fingers for your first 5 frets. Either way is perfectly acceptable. However, I teach the 3 fingers for the first 5 frets to allow you to pretty much dedicate your pinky finger to the high B. Now our high B note is at the 7th fret of our E string, okay, which means we need to do a little bit of a stretch. By dedicating the pinky finger to doing that, that means we don't have to slide our hand up to another position on the neck, okay? We can just use our pinky finger to stretch up there. Now I know what you're thinking. You might be looking at your hands going, oh, I've got kind of small hands. I don't think that's going to work for me. Give it a go. You might be surprised. Your muscles will develop and you'll be able to get that muscle memory working to get up to that high B. The tricky part is getting enough pressure onto the 7th fret to actually get a clean note. So you want your note, you want your high B to sound like this. So a nice pure tone to it, okay? You don't want it to sound like this. Like some kind of chicken trying to create a note. Alright, we're not aiming for the chicken sound, we're aiming for that nice pure banjo sound there. Okay? So if you're getting the chicken sound, you're probably not pushing hard enough. You want to try and develop pushing a little bit harder with your pinky finger there. Okay, so I'm trying to keep my hand largely at my normal position that we've already learnt about, okay, and I'm stretching that pinky finger up to the 7th fret there. So it is quite a stretch, as you'll see on the fretboard camera, it is quite a stretch. You may find you need to move your thumb up a small bit, maybe up in line with the 2nd or 3rd fret, depending on the size of your hand. This is something that you're going to have to adapt to a little bit and just find what works for you and the size of your hand and also the size of your banjo. It will be a little bit harder on a 19 fret banjo like this. If you're on a short scale banjo, a 17 fret banjo, it may be a little bit easier for you. Okay? Alright, so we're going to start in our 7th fret with our high B pinky finger. And then we've got G, F sharp, and then G on the dotted crotchet. So it sounds like this. So it's quite a leap back from the B back to the G, okay? What I tend to try and do is set myself up with the middle finger on the G note and then stretch my pinky up to the B, the high B. You'll notice I've still got my middle finger on the G note on the fretboard, okay, in the 3rd fret. If you can do that, if your hand will stretch comfortably, then I recommend that you do that. Okay, that allows you to quickly tap on for the B note and then be ready to pull back, ready for the next G note. Okay, this is a pattern that you'll see in quite a lot of tunes as well. So it does help to start to actually build that muscle memory there. Okay, so I'm going to go B, G, F sharp, G. B, G, F sharp, G. Okay? We're lucky with the Kesh, it's only got one of these high B notes in there that we need to worry about. Okay, as we get to more complex tunes, you'll start to see quite a few more of them. Okay, so that bar all together. B, G, F sharp, G. B, G, F sharp, G. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Congratulations! You've learnt the entire Kesh Jig. I'm going to play through the B part now twice. Once again, you might want to pause the video then, rewind it, go back over the B part, play through it a couple of times along with me. Alright, let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brilliant. Now you've learnt the whole Kesh Jig. Let's try and put it together. A, A, B, B. So 2 times through the A part, 2 times through the B part. Alright, try and play along. And once again, I recommend going over this playthrough a number of times until you're comfortable with the tune. You feel like that you're confident playing it and you're developing the muscle memory. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again. B part. And again. Well done! You've just learnt your 3rd jig on the Irish banjo. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Born for Banjo.